Alright guys, I'm just going to make you a quick video to show you how I installed this WJ steering wheel from a 99 to 01 as well as the 99 to 01 WJ clock spring into my 2001 XJ. Okay, the whole point of this is to bring over the steering wheel, the airbag, horn, the cruise control buttons, and of course the volume controls and radio controls. So there's a bunch of ways you can do this, obviously, with ZJ stuff and WJ stuff and XJ stuff, but this is for WJ. Alright, I apologize I'm making this video after the fact. I wasn't planning on making a YouTube video, so the clips are going to feel weird. Anyways, I want to do some explaining before you see the next clips. So basically this is the Jeep Cherokee clock spring. And the problems you're going to run into are, one, the WJ clock spring does not sit into the clock spring seat on the steering column as perfectly as this one does. You're going to have to wallow it out with a Dremel to get it to seat in there at all. There's also an ear on the WJ clock spring that you have to cut off. Additionally, these tabs here are used to turn your blinker off when you've completed a turn and return the wheel to center, so it resets or cancels the blinker. And you'll notice on the WJ one, again, it's already installed. Sorry I can't show you. These are not on there, so you're gonna have to make something happen. The way I used it was just using screws, and you'll see that in a clip later. But those are the two problems you'll run into. Alright, here is the XJ. This is the 2001 steering column clock spring seat, and here's the WJ clock spring. So, try to get it on camera here. You can see it's quite large. The main thing that's blocking it initially are these ears on either side. So definitely gonna have to bring these down, if not just like completely take them off. And then wallow out this. I'm just gonna start and see what happens. Alright, so I really ground this out with the Dremel. It's by no means perfect, like the clock spring does not sit all the way back, but I'm gonna give it a shot here. Yeah, just wanted to give a visual of what it looks like. So I retained enough of this so the screws holes are still there. I don't know, like you could probably get away with just cutting this whole top piece off and really grinding this down, but it's a lot of work and I got bored and it looks like it's gonna work how it is, so we'll see. This is how the return to center sort of blinker cancel works. So when you engage the blinker and it's turning on, watch how this little plastic bit sticks out into the center there. And as your wheel turns, your clock spring spins, and here's my Jeep Cherokee clock spring. So as it rolls around in that ring, so when it rolls around, that tab on the clock spring will hit this, and it'll go in. So I guess it knows which direction. So if I'm coming around left, it knows I'm taking a left here, but when I come back right, there it goes. And then same with right. If I come up, it doesn't cancel. But if I'm coming back around this way, there we go. Currently trying to install this WJ clock spring, and I noticed when I had it all together that I wasn't getting the blinker cancel. So I might have to glue something on the back of this so it happens. Anyway, there's the vid. Alright, I got two screws in there to mock up my missing tabs from the XJ clock spring for the blinker reset here, so see how it works. Alright. Dunzo Lorenzo. I just wanted to talk about the wiring a little bit. Of course, I've got it all buttoned up. I'm not going to rip it apart for this video, but when you take the clock spring, make sure you take the two harnesses that clip into it from the WJ. So you don't need to take the whole harness, but the connectors, and just clip the wires down low enough so that you can solder them in to the Jeep when you get it here. The second thing you're going to need is what I'll provide in the video. You can pause it. I'll put it up on the screen now. so you can see what wires go to which. And I'll also give credit to whoever it was on Facebook that did this. The third thing you're going to need is a controller in between the clock spring and the radio. So this is a universal interface. It's called SWI-RC-1. I think it's called PAC, P-A-C is the company. And basically this is going to go in between, the wires are going to come in from the steering wheel and then go out to the radio and power. So on one side you're going to wire in, power, ground, and then the sort of output from the steering wheel, and then on this side you're going to wire in the ground and the analog from the steering wheel controls in the harness under here. On this here is the diagram that shows the wiring matchup between the XJ and the WJ. As you can see, there is also the ZJ information in here too, because a lot of people use a ZJ clock spring. I think that's because it fits in the XJ. Anyways, so this was created by Joseph Metcalf, I believe his name is, and he posted on the Facebook group. So I stole it and I'm putting it here for you to use. So as you can see, this is just the wiring matchup. He's got the cruise section here. We got airbag section, horn, and radio output. So the XJ, this is the wires that you're going to clip off the connectors that are currently going to your clock spring, and the wires that are on the connectors that you clipped at the junkyard for the WJ. Pretty straightforward. This all worked for me. Two things to note. One, on the XJ and the larger connector, there are two black/red connector or wires. So we have the cruise control ground is black-red and the horn is black-red. So before you cut it, take note that the horn is in the first position. Maybe label it so that when you go to solder it up, you actually put the right one and you're not guessing like me, because I just clipped everything and was hoping and praying. Luckily it worked out. So that's the first thing to note. The second thing to note is here, when you go to the PAC, SWI, whatever, the controller that's going in between the radio and the steering wheel, that website's going to tell you that these are switched, but it doesn't really matter how you wire it up. So you can use the red-black as the ground, or you can use the red-yellow as the ground. It won't make a difference, so don't feel like don't have an existential crisis like I did when you see that everything didn't match up perfectly. So it'll work just fine. Speaking of, if you go to the website here, you can see that it's going to have you put in all the information for the vehicle. So I'm putting in my vehicle information for the steering wheel. So that's a Grand Cherokee. Mine was a 2000. And then you put in your radio information here. So mine was a Sony. And it's going to show you the switch, how you have to put the switches for your specific radio so the controller knows what it's talking to. And it's going to tell you what the default setup is for those buttons. You can go in later and program each to what you want. If you want to do that, you can find that information online, how to do that. And then finally, the wiring diagram. Down here, this is the radio controller buttons. This is what I was talking about. Red, black, red, yellow. It doesn't matter. You can switch these up. It's all good. And then on the radio side, you're just connecting to ground, power to the battery, and accessory wire. And these colors all matched up fine for me. So good luck to you. That's the end of the video. Questions in the comments. Have fun.